And then in the match of the night, Shinsuke Nakamura defeating Sami Zayn in close to 21 minutes of nothing but spectacular, immaculate, crisp, fluent, stiff, professional wrestling at its peak. You know, there's times when, you know, there's shows where you could be like, oh, I wouldn't mind sitting there with a non-wrestling fan I'm watching. And then there's matches, you know, they're very few and far between, but this is one of those matches. You know, you remember where you were. You remember who you watched it with, if you watched it with anyone. If not, you remember where you were. And you remember the time. You remember the place. And you remember everything, because this was one heck of a wrestling match. And I will honestly get offended if people did not enjoy it. I just said it's opinion. The only way how I can see you not enjoying this match is if you're biased to a company. There's lots of people out there biased to a company. That's what I try and distance myself away from. I try and distance that as far and few between being biased to a specific company. That's what I try my hardest not to do. I want to give you my honest opinion on close to every promotion out there. I mean, I did a tier 1 fucking wrestling review the other day for crying out damn loud. And that was awful, by the way. Don't buy those shows. I'm all up for, you know, support independent wrestling, but I support good independent wrestling, and tier 1 wrestling is none of the above. So back to Nakamura and Zayn, and, you know, the match was absolutely phenomenal. I could break it down, you know, do a play-by-play, but I just don't want to. I just want you to, if you haven't watched it yet, go out of your way. And even if you have watched it, go watch it again. There's very few matches I'll watch twice. I watched this, and it was absolutely... I watched it twice, and both times it was fucking out of this world. The second time it may have even been better, because I knew the spots were coming up, and I marked out just that tad more. Off the top of my head, you know, the Zayn torpedo DDT where Shinsuke kicked his fucking head off, you know, the point... Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance, you know, his entrance, he looked like a mega superstar. I mean, I said this so many times on the show. There's very few people I actually consider superstars. I said The Rock, maybe Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Randy Orton. They're superstars. Judging by that entrance and that performance, that's a superstar right there. And if they fuck him up, I swear to God, I'm going to go absolute mad. I'm going to go on a mad one. And I'm going to go on tirades, and go on tangents, and I'm going to blow a fucking gasket on these shows. You cannot... This is a once-in-a-lifetime talent, and I don't want it to be wasted in the WWE, so that's why I'm happy that it took place in NXT. I'm happy Zayn got his proper send-off in an incredible match that he can look back on and say, I was a part of, you know, that was my last ever NXT match, and look at it, it was against Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm happy Shinsuke Nakamura got the win. Lots of people, well, you know, I can see Sami Zayn get the win because he's facing, you know, in the IC title 7-man ladder match in 2 days at Mania, so they want to build the momentum. But no, it's all about NXT's about the future, and a big win for Nakamura, and I'm very curious and interested to see where they go from here. Are we going to get Nakamura versus Joe? Are we going to get Nakamura versus Corbin? Are we going to get Nakamura versus Finn Balor? Are we going to get Nakamura versus Aries? Or are we going to get a rematch with Zayn? Or what's going to happen here? And I'm very interested, and maybe Apollo Crews Nakamura. I'm interested and just really curious to see what's the next step forward, because as great of a talent roster we have in NXT, there's so many baby faces and not a lot of heels. I mean, you got Samoa Joe, you got Baron Corbin. Apart from that, you actually don't have many single-star heels. So I think someone's got to turn, someone's got to switch. Maybe Austin Aries. I talked about that. I think I don't think I said it on air at all. I think I might have said it to my friend yesterday when he was around. I said I think it's a great idea to turn Austin Aries heel and then have Austin Aries versus with Finn Balor, or Austin Aries versus Nakamura. And I'm really looking forward to, and the future is bright for NXT. I mean, Sami Zayn's gone, but we have a replacement. That's what I love about NXT. They always replace people. And this was just a great match. It's just a phenomenal wrestling match. And just please, if you haven't yet, go out of your way to watch that match, because that's match of the night, and so far match of the weekend. Then we have Asuka